From epic battles in the savannah to underwater showdowns, this is nature's raw, unfiltered drama unfolding right before your eyes. Sit tight in this roller coaster ride through the animal kingdom's most intense clashes. In Kruger National Park, two fierce cheetahs battled for the affection of a lone female, turning the serene savannah into a dramatic battleground under the African sun. Imagine two cheetahs in a fierce face-off, fur shining in sunlight, eyes locked. A female watches, setting the stage for an epic brawl. Growls echo, cheetahs lunge, a wild symphony of beauty and brutality. Then, at the peak of the showdown, one cheetah totally owned it, a mix of muscle and smarts, sending the other one packing. The loser slinks away into the shadows, and the winner, well, he's just soaking up the glory of his conquest. In Grand Teton National Park, the crisp autumn air framed a powerful bison battle as mature bull bison clashed in their annual rut. The majestic Teton Range witnessed the intense spectacle. The giant bull bison, outlined by golden autumn tones, engaged in a primal clash. Thundering hooves and horn clashes echoed across the plains, creating a moment of untamed beauty and power. The ground shook beneath the force of their clashes as the bison locked horns, each determined to drive the other back. In Kruger National Park, there were these two big buffaloes having a showdown for who's the boss, and it was like the whole South African wilderness could feel the vibe of their face-off. Imagine a fierce showdown in a breathtaking savannah. Massive horned buffaloes clash under the warm-hued sun, creating a cinematic spectacle. The ground shakes, hooves pound, and dust fills the air as these giant beasts collide, forming a wild orchestra of primal roars and grunts. These buffaloes threw their weight around, each vying to be the top dog. The winner, worn but standing tall, proved his mettle. The other, tired but dignified, strolled away. Now let's talk about Ranthambore National Park in India's Aravalli Range. It's a hotspot for wildlife, where amidst lush plants and ancient ruins, a badass tiger stakes its claim, adding a wild beat to nature's symphony. Imagine this. A showdown between two big tigers, a serious turf battle. They lock eyes, ready for action, surrounded by rustling leaves, chattering langurs, and the wild clash of these powerful creatures. A true nature spectacle. Tigers, aware of their own ferocity and power, engage in brief but intense fights, avoiding direct eye contact in a display of dominance. Two laid-back elephants in the sunny savannah are having an epic showdown that shakes the animal kingdom. Their trumpeting signals something big as they, covered in dust and with gleaming tusks, unleash primal energy in a wild dance.
We better roll.
Witness a wild encounter as colossal elephants clash, their tusks thundering in a savannah dance. Dust swirls around them, showcasing unexpected agility, blending raw power with finesse. Trunks entwined, tusks locked, a brutal yet beautiful display of dominance. The ground shaking from all the stomping and trumpeting. One elephant triumphs, the other kind of fades into the shadows, doing nature's humble yourself dance. So what started as a chill hangout turned into a wild tale you just can't forget. In this secluded camp, where nature's doing its thing, a wild scene unfolds. Two huge hippos, usually all about riverine calm, decide to throw down, shaking up their spot. Hippos go bonkers, grunts bouncing off fancy tents, turning the laid-back vibe into a battlefield. Nature and luxury clash, tusks, water flying, ground shaking from hippo fury. The ritzy retreat for nature's chill transforms into the stage for an unexpected hippo showdown. The clash persisted, wild and unsettling. Riverbank hippos, once chill, became heavyweight champs in a fancy retreat. People expecting luxury got front-row seats to this wild mashup of nature and comfort. Up next, we're diving into the heart of South Africa, where we stumbled upon an incredible spectacle.
And you should that, and I'm not kidding.
I just look at it, two Madodas killing each other in the Brock here.
Imagine this, you're on an epic safari adventure, cruising through the stunning South African savannah with your crew, and just when you least expect it, bam, you find yourselves right in the middle of a jaw-dropping spectacle. Two wild leopards engaged in a fierce battle, and let me tell you, it's as real and genuine as it gets in the world of Mother Nature.
Man.
It's not every day you get to witness such raw and unfiltered wildlife action. The savannah becomes a battleground. This group is cruising a serene forest road when suddenly two moose clash, locking antlers in a wild dominance showdown. These usually chill moose are thrown down on the road. Dust is flying from their hooves, cranking up the wild vibes. The car, right in the middle of it, just chills with the engine idling while the moose's clash echoes through the forest. Massive antlers clash as the car's occupants find themselves in the midst of a wild moose showdown. The laid-back drive transforms into a front-row seat to nature's power and unpredictability. Way out in the wild, two seriously grumpy snakes are duking it out, all twisty and intense. Two deadly snakes coil and hiss in a turf war, creating a spooky backdrop with rustling leaves and distant calls from unseen creatures. The wilderness hosts a serious snake showdown for dominance. Scales shining in the sunlight, these snakes, total pros at instincts and precision, went into this wild battle. Fangs out, giving off serious venom vibes, they circled each other in a face-off that blurred the line between survival and going all-out aggressive. Picture this, deep in the wild, two massive rhinos engage in a colossal showdown, horns locked in a fierce battle for dominance. Thunderous collisions echo through the vast wilderness, an everyday rhino drama.
Yeah, they are fighting for dominance.
All right, get this. These rhinos, usually doing their solo thing, decide to spice it up. They're facing off, throwing down some serious territorial vibes, kicking up dust like there's no tomorrow. Plants and critters witness a rhino showdown for supremacy, turning the once chill landscape into a battleground. Colossal creatures clash horns, shaking the ground, the untamed wild in action. In the wild, envision two massive giraffes engaging in a graceful yet intense dominance dance, their necks tangled. Bathed in a golden glow, these usually chill giants shift into total primal mode, showcasing majestic supremacy.
Okay, I'm gonna try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Come on.
Their usually sky-reaching necks, weapons in a strength dance, and those silent acacia trees, just chilling, standing sentinel-like as if they've seen a million wild tales.
Jesus.
Giraffes throwing down kicks and neck swings add a wild beat to the savannah jam. Dust rose as their massive bodies pulled off a dance of power and elegance. Serene landscape? Nope. It turned into a battlefield with necks tangled and ground-shaking impacts. Down in Clearwater, Florida, something wild went down. A real showdown of giants in the swampy waters where alligators ruled the roost. Two huge alligators battled, their scaly hides catching sunlight coolly. Circulating in serious swamp drama, onlookers with snapping cameras witnessed jaws clashing, creating a wild scene of splashes and ripples. Everyone left jaw-dropped, soaking in the wild magic. Tough alligators in a full-on aggression dance, grabbing attention with raw power. As the brawl continued, they flexed their primal muscles, showcasing ancient survival instincts. The tussle persisted until one hit the brakes, revealing vulnerability. In the savannah's heart, two colossal buffalo bulls engage in an intense battle for supremacy, a raw display of power and dominance. The big buffaloes fiercely battle for dominance, horns clashing, disrupting their calm lives with a primal vibe. Both bulls end up battered, blood mixing with dust, a wild reminder of survival in the untamed wilderness. At the peak of the battle, the worn-out fighters show the toll. The banged-up buffalo on the left hobbles off, beaten up and in pain. The winning bull stands tall in the middle, showing victory but with wounds and tired vibes in the air. In the African wilderness, two large male kudu bulls mesmerize, locking horns in a captivating display of strength and dominance. Imagine this intense moment, majestic creatures locking horns, showcasing strength in a nature showdown. It's a concert of force, mind-blowing as these giants go head-to-head. Their neck muscles reveal incredible strength, a cool display of evolutionary prowess. It's not just a regular showdown, it's a ritual. Creatures proving strength and toughness, shaping their roles in the wild tapestry. Here we have two colossal brown bears engage in a primal battle, epitomizing the untamed spirit. Now in the peak clash, these brown bears go all out. Scars and wounds? Yeah, they become badges of honor, telling the tale of a brutal battle where nature doesn't pull any punches. It's like an intense dance of primal instinct, a wild symphony in their secluded arena. But here's the thing, in the midst of all that chaos, there's a breathtaking beauty. It's in the resilience of these brown bears, a testament to the unyielding spirit of survival in the wilderness. In Kanha National Park, two impressive tigers engaged in an intense showdown for territory supremacy, creating tension amidst the dense jungle shadows. Two tigers emerged, their eyes gleaming. A thunderous roar marked the start of a primal showdown, with fierce clashes leaving scars in the moonlit night, revealing their raw power in the battle for territory. What's amazing is that they walk side by side for a while in a respectful manner to each other before actually fighting, and when the fight ends, they bow their heads out of respect for one another before going separate ways. That's how a true king fight. A true king knows when he's lost or won and won't continue needless fighting and bloodshed. On the highway under construction, two huge bull-moose clashes, horns banging, hooves stomping. The road turned into a wild arena for these two moose, horns smacking and hooves making a racket on the pavement. The construction crew, torn between being amazed and careful, just stopped what they were doing to watch this crazy moose showdown happening right in front of them. The construction site becomes a front-row spot for witnessing nature's drama, moose battling amidst concrete and steel. Picture this. At sunset, two powerful leopards emerge, bosses of their turf, sporting cool spots for a showdown to determine the savannah's king. Things are about to get wild in the hood. Two big-shot leopards, kings of their turf, hit the savannah. With sleek bodies and fancy spots, they geared up to duke it out for top dog status. Tension filled the air as they circled, eyes locked. They lunged, creating a wild playlist of growls and snarls, a predator dance under fading light. With bloodstains on their fur, they didn't quit. It was a royal rumble for the Wild Kingdom crown. In sunny South Africa, envision two heavyweight hippos throwing down by the muddy riverbanks in a wild championship echoing through the untamed wilderness, a primal showdown of power and toughness. The riverbank turned into a battlefield with thunderous collisions, bodies crashing and tusks clashing like medieval sword fighters. A wild symphony of grunts and roars echoed in this primal power dance. After a wild brawl, one hippo threw in the towel, retreating into the water. The champ, covered in mud and scars, soaked up its victory, living proof of the untamed vibe in the African wilderness. At Kwandwe Private Game Reserve in South Africa, envision two big male white rhinos in a wild and bloody brawl as the sun dips low, painting the savannah in a warm amber glow. A real heavyweight showdown in the heart of the wild. These rhinos were like powerhouse wrestlers, going all out to claim the top spot. You could practically feel the ground shake with their heavy hits, grunts and roars echoing through the reserve. These rhino dudes were all beat up and bloody, but they kept at it, their thick hides acting like a shield in this no-holds-barred brawl. The Kwandwe Private Game Reserve turned into the ultimate stage for this wild, unfiltered show of nature's sheer power. Out in the wild, two kudu bulls going at it in a real showdown for the top spot. The whole place lit up in the warm colors of the setting sun, turning it into their ultimate arena for a no-holds-barred primal struggle. So, the dust kicking up as these kudu bulls go at it, pushing and straining. Their majestic forms scream wild power, and the whole dance they're doing, it's like a timeless contest for territory, and mates echoing through the wild. Things got real in the kudu bull face-off. Every move, every push, and every shove, they were all about those primal instincts, like living proof of the wild circle of life. In the heart of the jungle, two bears throwing down for some grub. The smell of some tasty grub is hanging in the air, getting those bears all fired up to claim it. The once laid-back jungle, now it's echoing with the powerful clash of these bears, and their growls are like a wild soundtrack to the lush greenery. The branches cracking and water splashing, making a punctuation mark in the middle of this intense bear showdown. Each push and shove is just these bears going full-on primal to snag some grub in the wild jungle. Two massive male lions, golden fur gleaming under the African sun, facing off in a no-nonsense battle for the Jungle King title. In the big savanna, these awesome lions circling, their muscles flexing under fancy fur coats. Loud roars signal a serious showdown. They charge like lightning, fur flying and claws out. The impact shakes the ground, growls and teeth clashing in a wild battle for dominance. Those lions, they're like the wise diplomats of the animal kingdom, right? Instead of going all out in a vicious brawl, they're playing it smart. They know that inflicting massive wounds on each other could lead to days of suffering, and let's face it, no one wants to deal with that. Two snakes go head-to-head in a wild battle for dominance, turning thick foliage into their snake battleground. The only audience? Rustling leaves. Their hissing scales and slinky moves create a mesmerizing show of pure, untamed nature. These snakes were going all slick, trying to outdo each other with fancy moves, weaving a crazy tapestry of dominance. So, one snake totally owned the scene, slithering away in victory to wrap up the wild showdown. The quiet rustle of leaves made a comeback, and that hidden wild spot just chilled out again, with hints of the crazy snake battle still etched into its untamed heart. On the dusty road between Skukuza and Chokwane in Kruger National Park, two colossal elephant bulls displayed mesmerizing strength and dominance, carrying the essence of the African bush in the air. Now, these are no ordinary elephants. We're talking colossal bulls with tusks and scars that tell tales of countless showdowns. They stroll in like they own the place, hyping everyone up. Lucky onlookers score front row seats to a heavyweight showdown.
This guy on the right of us thinks he's going to pass those two elephants.
Thuds and trumpeting calls echo, each hit shaking the ground. But here's the kicker. It's not just a wild brawl. It turns out it's more like a choreographed dominance dance. Nature's big boys showing off their moves in the ultimate showdown. At the Eagles Golf Course in Tampa, Florida, an unexpected spectacle unfolded, blending the serene backdrop of the golf course with the primal intensity of nature.
Why would that? Didn't the little one attack the big one? Or was it the other way around? The big one attacked the little one?
There's something to prove.
Two massive 11-foot alligators go head-to-head. Their intense showdown disrupts the usual peaceful vibe of the greens. Golfers, accustomed to club sounds and bird chirps, just stand there watching as these ancient giants wrestle on the fancy course, seemingly oblivious to human presence.
Where?
They couldn't believe their eyes watching alligators go at it for turf and romance. These gators were dead set on it, their tails making splashes in the water like they were in the ultimate power struggle. In the heart of Yellowstone, American buffalo or bison engage in intense battles for the boss title. Powerful males with serious horns go head-to-head in a primal face-off for the top spot. Dust kicks up as they lock horns, showcasing raw power and primal instincts to determine who's running the herd. The ground shakes with powerful charges, horns dancing in a wild display of strength and strategy. The herd observes a younger buffalo learning the ropes of wildlife and the crucial role of being the top dog. When some buffalo bow out, a subtle change in the gang's dynamic emerges. In Kruger National Park, there's this epic face-off going down between a lone old bull and a crew of 5 massive Cape buffaloes. Things get really tense as they lock eyes, gearing up for a wild turf war. It's like a hardcore 5 versus 1 face-off, shaking the earth with a power-packed dance. The old bull, being a savvy veteran, is playing it smart in this survival of the fittest battle against tough odds. It's a crazy dance-off, a high-stakes showdown. The old bull defends his territory against relentless attacks from 5 rivals, testing his strength. The younger buffaloes in domination mode push forward with serious determination. In the African savanna, under the blazing sun, female cheetah Sable found herself in an unexpected showdown amid tall grass and acacia trees. Flexing her muscles, she dodged the first guy, sending a clear back-off message. The second, big and strong, thought he could outsmart her. No way. With slick moves, she smoothly faced his challenge. With a growl and a scary look, she's not backing down. The third guy went straight forward, but Sable, coiled like a spring, burst into action, claws and teeth flying. The savannah buzzed with growls and snarls, a wild showdown of pure animal instinct.